Hello and welcome to another edition of HCC News. I'm Samashita Butler.
And I'm Rachel Madrid. Here's what's been happening around Hutchinson this week. She was abducted from her home at the age of 14 and subjected to 9 months of abuse and assault. On Tuesday, Elizabeth Smart spoke to a packed crowd in the sports arena as part of the Dylan Lecture Series. She talked about her road to forgiveness and how everyone faces challenges, but it is important to keep hope alive.
Usually when I speak, it's not uncommon for mothers to bring their daughters with them, so I've done a lot of speaking, and I give the same message I give to adults, because I don't think it matters what age you are. We all have problems, we all have our struggles, and we all need hope to move forward. I mean, I think there's a million things I'd love people to walk away with, but I think my overall message, I would want it to be hope.
And this is the best piece of advice I've ever been given, and I'd like to share it with you because I think it can apply to all of us. Although, obviously, you need to tailor it to your own situation. But she said, Elizabeth, what this man has done to you is terrible. And there aren't words strong enough to describe how wicked and evil he is. He has stolen 9 months of your life that you will never get back. The best punishment you could ever give him is to be happy, is to move forward and to do exactly what you want to do. So by dwelling on the past, feeling sorry for yourself, and holding on to what's happened to you, that's only hurting yourself more. That's only allowing him more control of your life and more time away from you that he doesn't deserve. Because each one of us face problems and trials every day, whether it's a math test or whether it's the death of a loved one or a family problem or you lost your job or you've got a terminal illness or just a serious illness. It can be anything. It can be something silly. But we always have a choice. It's not always easy to make, but we can always choose to overcome it. And I'm not saying once you make this choice, your problems disappear. I don't think life works like that. But it's the first step to climbing your Mount Everest of problems. And that's really what life is all about, our steps. But it's true, we always have a choice. Not always easy, not always fun, but it is always worth it. It is always worth moving forward. It is always worth never letting what's happened to you hold you back, because we all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to follow our dreams and to achieve happiness in life. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much. God bless you all. And I'd like to end with a quote by Mother Teresa that I love, which I'll butcher, but that's me for you. And she said, I know God won't give me anything I can't overcome. Sometimes I just wish he didn't trust me so much. The important thing to remember, though, is that there's nothing we can't overcome. And so with that being said, thank you so much for having me. God bless you.
Students in the Associated Degree Nursing program put on a Cultural Appreciation Day in the Student Union this past Wednesday. Exhibits about various cultures were presented in hopes of helping HCC students understand and appreciate our differences.
We're doing the Cherokee Nation, Native American Indian tribe. I am wearing some authentic trade beads that the white American settlers would have brought over to trade for things such as furs, meat, tools. We also have on display some of the food items. The white settlers would have brought over some sugar and coffee, and they would have used those things to trade for the natural bounty that Mother Nature had provided.
One of the cultures that we studied was Greece. This culture, we've learned that in healthcare is an exceptional healthcare, one of the best in Europe. It's also very cheap for the people that live there. They get their healthcare for free. Another thing that we learned about Greeks is that they love to party. They like to have music, they like to dance, and they love to eat amazing food like what we have here. We have butter cookies, which is one of the cultures that they have. It's one of their favorite desserts. We also have some hummus right here as well.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos a Peru. Hi, how are you? Welcome to Peru. I'm Cynthia. I'm actually going to school for education here in Hutchinson Community College. And I'm originally from Peru. I was born and raised there. And I'm just showing a little bit about my culture, a little bit about where Peru is located at. I brought different styles of expositions of my traditions. I brought different instrumental music, different styles of how they use we use our traditional styling like leather. We have also alpaca and different designs of things. We also brought some currencies for you to learn a little bit more about Peru. The most famous part of Peru is called Machu Picchu, and it's right here. And that is actually the old ancient city of the Incas. We have different important things in this display. I brought quinoa, which is a traditional Peruvian meal. It's really, really high in proteins. It's as high in calcium like milk you will find. And also brought cancha, or corn basically. It's just like popcorn. It will taste just like the same. And one more thing I would like to let you know is that potatoes actually originated in Peru.
The Honor Student Council is also busy this week collecting shoes and going barefoot. The council is asking for others to sign a pledge to go one day without shoes in hopes of raising awareness. They are also collecting used shoes to be distributed to those in need.
Well, as a lot of people know, TOMS is an organization that where you buy a pair of shoes, they will donate another pair of shoes to a needy child. Because in other countries there are boys and girls that have to step on things such as glass and splinters and other things that just aren't very sanitary. And so today we are doing a day without shoes, which is where we pledge to go without shoes, to wear our socks, or to go barefoot in order to raise awareness about these children. And what we're doing is we sign this pledge that says that we're going to go one day without shoes. And in addition, we are having a shoe drive for the rest of the week, where people who have old shoes, maybe they don't wear anymore, that don't fit, that they don't like, we're donating those shoes here, and we are going to distribute those to young children around the community and around the state and even around the nation who need a pair of shoes. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to give back to those not only in their own community but throughout the world, and so that a little child can have a pair of shoes if their conditions are better and that they can be happier.
Because Governor Sam Brownback signed the concealed carry legislation into law April 16th, Kansans will now allow schools and colleges to arm employees with concealed guns and also loosen restriction on carrying concealed weapons into public buildings. The law allows local school boards, university presidents, and college boards to designate individual employees who can carry weapons in their buildings.
Area residents will have another place to go for healthcare starting May 6th as a new walk-in clinic will open in South Hutchinson. The Hutchinson Clinic purchased the building at 24 South Main and remodeled it to create 4 exam rooms, a laboratory, and an X-ray diagnostic center. The building was previously occupied by Wilbeck Chiropractic Clinic. Walls were added to the building to create privacy for the 4 exam rooms and diagnostic center. The waiting room will be able to hold about a dozen people.
The Hutchinson Animal Shelter takes in and provides medical care to hundreds of stray and abandoned animals each year. This week, we meet a cute and precious kitten named Dewey, who is looking for a place to call home.
This is Dewey. He is a 10-month-old domestic short-haired black cat. He came to the shelter as a stray. He's extremely lively, extremely friendly, loves to play. If you think he might fit well into your household, come on down to the Hutchinson Animal Shelter and see him today. Shelter's open Tuesday through Friday, 1 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 2 to 5.
The weather has been a bit frightful this week, but it looks like we may have a calmer weekend. Robert Klein is here to give us our weekend forecast.
Thanks, guys. Now let's take a look at the weather. We're going to go northeast here with Caribou, Maine. It's going to be a lot of cloud coverage, which means we're going to have a high at about 53 degrees with an overnight low, which is really good at that time of year. Then about 57 degrees in Boston with rain. Rain in New York at a high of 52. And all the way down here in the Floridas, we're going to have about 59 degrees in Jacksonville, 71 in Tampa, 76 Miami. Over here, we got Seattle at 48 degrees, Medford at 44, San Francisco at 52, Los Angeles at 58. And now over for the Midwest, we're going to have Kansas City at 31 degrees, St. Louis at 35 degrees for our overnight lows. On to Saturday. St. Louis will have a high of about 59 degrees, Kansas City at a high of 62, Denver still a little cold, 56 degrees. And over here in San Francisco, we're going to have some wind coming in from the Pacific Ocean, but we're still going to have a high of about 65 degrees. And as you can tell over by my shoulder here, we're going to have some Canadian air coming in over the Great Lakes. So it's going to be windy in the Detroits, the Ohio Valley, and the Buffalo area. Still Caribou, 55 degrees for the high, but there's going to be a chances of rain. Still raining in Boston at 58, and New York probably going to get some rain at 57 degrees. And it's going to be raining down in the Floridas as Tampa's going to have about a high about 77, and Miami with a high of 88. Now our overnight lows for Saturday. Midwest about 40 in the 40 range. Kansas City will have a low of 45. St. Louis at 44. Then up here in the Northeast, we're going to have Caribou at 28, Boston 42, New York 44. Still 75 degrees low. Miami, you can't beat that. Over in the Northwest, we're going to have Seattle at 46, Bedford 42, San Francisco 51, LA 59. Now over for our Sunday highs. Still going to be a nice day out in the Midwest. It's going to be about 60 degrees in Kansas City, 66 degrees in St. Louis. Seattle, there might be some chances of rain with cloud coverage at 55, Medford at 66 degrees. San Francisco still going to get some air coming in there from the Pacific Ocean, but it's still going to be about 67 degrees. LA sunny at 68. And back in the Northeast, Caribou is going to be, there's going to be no clouds at 47 degrees high, but still it's a little cold. 53 in Boston, 55 in New York. Miami still going to get some rain. It's going to be about 83 degrees. And now let's go on to our HCC forecast. Friday, our high today will be about 57 degrees with a low overnight about 34. Then on Saturday, the weather is going to be picking up, but so will the wind. It's going to be a really windy day out Saturday. It's going to be about a high of 66, a low of 46. Then on Sunday, we're going to have a high of 66 with a low of 45. And that'll do it for the news. Let's send it back over to the news desk.
Well, I sure am ready for some sunshine. How about you, Rachel?
Yes, I'm definitely ready for some warmer weather and some sun. And just a reminder for anyone who is thinking of enrolling at HCC, advisors will be on campus this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to get you signed up for summer or fall classes. That will wrap it up for this edition of HCC News. There are only 3 more shows left this semester, so be sure to tune in again next time. For HCC News, I'm Rachel Madrid.
And I'm Sam Machida Butler. Have a great weekend.